Nowadays, we're always hearing about the evils of using fossil fuels and the importance of moving to use greener energy. But if fossil fuels are so bad, why is it that they're still being used? And what is so bad about fossil fuels? Fossil fuels, coal, oil, and natural gas, are made out of the remains of fossilised plants and animals. You might not find them in a museum, but they have taken millions of years to make. These fossil fuels are made out of carbon and hydrogen, and we can burn them with oxygen to make carbon dioxide and water. Already, from our previous lessons in climate change, you'll know that carbon dioxide is one of the key causes of climate change. And it's from burning loads of coal, especially in the Industrial Revolution, that has meant that we've got the global warming that's happening nowadays. These fossil fuels often contain impurities, for example sulfur, which is found in petrol. When your car burns petrol, these sulfur impurities react with oxygen in the air and forms sulfur oxides or sulfur dioxide. This can dissolve into the rainwater, causing it to become acidic. So acidic that when it actually rains, it forms acid rain, and this can damage the soil, which can kill plants, as well as kill lots of animals. As well as that, because the engines of our cars get really hot, the nitrogen in the air can react with the oxygen in the air and make nitrogen oxides, and this again can dissolve in the air and cause acid rain. An alternative to using fossil fuels is the use of nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is non-renewable, but comes with the advantage of not producing any carbon dioxide. This means that nuclear energy doesn't contribute towards climate change. Despite this, lots of environmental campaigners are not pro-nuclear. That's because nuclear fuel produces nuclear waste. This can be very damaging and takes, again, millions of years before it becomes safe. Additionally, there's always the concern that this radioactive material could somehow get out either into the environment, or there could be a nuclear disaster like the Fukushima disaster in Japan, where because of an earthquake, nuclear radiation spilled out into the towns and villages and into the water, making the entire area uninhabitable. Given we know some of the dangers of using non-renewable energies, why don't we just use renewable ones? First thing is reliability. If you think about solar power, British weather is not the most reliable. Even on a perfect clear day in summer, you're going to get the most sun in the middle of the day, and at night time you can't generate any further solar power. Furthermore, in winter, even this peak amount of energy is going to be a lot less, and therefore it's probably not going to meet our demands. It's the same with wind. It's not always going to be windy. Hydroelectric power is far more reliable. We always know the rivers are going to keep on running through the streams. However, this can damage ecosystems as fish and other animals can't make their migration through the rivers easily. That's the same with tidal power as well. This can disrupt ecosystems. Using biomass, where we grow something and burn it, or biogas, which is the same thing but producing ethanol from sugarcane, can be a problem because it takes up valuable space which could be used for farming. Alternatively, it might mean you've got to do some further deforestation to make space to be able to grow the crop. There's therefore no perfect solution. One job of engineers is to try and find new solutions and ways of storing energy, for example solar energy, that could be used later on even when the sun's not shining. Nowadays, the UK is actually doing really well when it comes to energy resources. On some days, we're using more renewable energy resources to produce our electricity than we are using non-renewables. But every country and every different part of each country will need different solutions to the problem of energy production.